he's having a great AEP. He delivers world-class relationship building with his clients, and it's truly amazing. And we're honored to have a special person like Randy on our team, and especially all he's been through this past year. I'll let him share that. He's just had an incredible, challenging year personally, but this man, always perseveres. Let's give it up for Randy Standaert. Give it up, Randy. Let's go. Put it on. Get up for Randy. How you feeling, Randy?
Hey, thank you. Yeah, well, listen, the best part is I'm with the right people right now. That's the best part, right? Tony says I've had a challenging year, and I'm gonna get into some of that with you folks, because I think it's indicative of why I have the kind of attitude I have for life. And but the first question you have to ask yourself is, what motivates you? Are you motivated by the fear of failure? Or are you motivated by the desire to succeed? That's the first question you have to ask yourself. And there's Webster's New Collegiate Dictionary defines excuse as a reason put forth to mitigate or justify a fault, and the fault always lies with yourself. And a lot of people operate their lives by giving excuses for everything. And I choose not to do that. I think we have to live our life not making excuses. Why don't we live our lives helping others? And that's, live that purpose-driven life. I think that's what we were chosen to do, especially working with this great organization that we work with. And that's what we do. We help others. That's what we were chosen to do. That's what we chose to do with our lives. And God bless us for having done so. We can either dwell in the shades of mediocrity, or we can choose to move forward and partake in daily redemption, if you will. So a little bit about my life. One of the things, I had a son. His name was Jonathan. He was born 3 months premature. He was a 2-pound baby. His prognosis was bad. He had gross mental retardation. He was paralyzed on the left side. He was, he couldn't talk. He couldn't do anything. But fortunately, he was in the hospital for 2.5 months, and he grabbed on my finger with his little hand, and I watched him every day in NICU, but he came home on Christmas Day as the gift that he was, and I chose to let him live while my then wife wanted to let him die, but I just couldn't bring myself to let him do that. And, she ultimately passed away from a cirrhotic liver because she drank herself to death. But Jonathan fought every day of his life just to live. And, he just never quit in life until life quit in him at age 40 on Good Friday of this year. So, why should I quit in life? I can't do it. Throughout my life, I've been struck with things. When I was 36, I developed non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. It was my choice to survive that ordeal, because I think it's a choice in life. It's always a choice in life, how you deal with it. All of my treatment class passed away. The power of belief is it's a powerful tool. And I think my belief brought me to, my survival to fruition. 6 years ago, I was struck with a severe viral infection from dental work, believe it or not, that attacked my heart, and it became cardiomyopathic, and congestive heart failure developed. And, I've had a pacemaker put in, and, all of this has been up and down since then, and congestive heart failure developed. And right now I have to have a new pacemaker put in on November 6th. So I have to write a lot of stuff between now and then, right? Because I might be put on the sidelines for just a little bit. But, my cardiologist happens to be a devout Christian man as well. And at that point, I thanked him for saving my life. And he said, "You know what, Randy? I didn't save your life. God saved your life. He just used me as his instrument." So I'm working with the right people, and I'm certainly working with the right people here as well. So I tell you of these events in my life not to, elicit any pity or any of that sort of thing, but just to illustrate the power of making the right choices in dealing with adversity, because we shouldn't treat the calamities of life as negative, but rather just consider them opportunities to weave the fabric of your character, right? So I made it through, and I didn't make it alone, but it was the power of He that is within me that gives me the strength to save the best for last. And that, of course, is, these people keep calling me, the best for last, and that was meeting with Tony Holland and becoming part of Global Premier Benefits. So my mission now is to serve others through the mission of this company.
Great, Randy. Great. I appreciate that opening. And you said you've been in the business how long now, in the insurance business?
Well, I've been in the insurance business for 45 years, believe it or not. I started as an insurance adjuster, then opened my own property casualty business in North Dakota, and owned that for about 20 years, and then moved to Wyoming and was a broker there for the states of Montana and Wyoming, doing public entity business, and insured most of the counties, Jackson Hole, Wyoming being one of them, and all of the school districts there in both states, and did all the public entity business in those two states, and then moved here to Arizona 24 years ago now, and worked for Health Markets, believe it or not, for 17 years. What a big mistake that was. And that's where I had all of my business stolen, quite frankly.
Wow.
From me before arriving here at Global Premier.
So you had your business. You had your business stolen. How is that possible?
Well, basically, all of my Medicare business, they have it. I don't have it.
So you don't get renewals on all those years of selling Medicare?
No.
Oh, sorry. Wow.
No, lost it.
So let me ask you this. You've been a great inspiration. I just saw a chat here, and what motivates you, and to do what you do? And you talked about your son, but when you're out there every day, what's that motivation? You're a great inspiration. What's the motivation?
Well, I think that every morning, what I do is I have some prayerful meditation every morning. That is part of the motivation. And I think everybody has to have affirmations of life as well. And every day I do my affirmations of life. And I think that's very important for everybody to have those affirmations. And I religiously do them every day. And I can tell you what some of them are if you like, but
sure, go ahead.
I'm the architect of my life. I choose the foundation and content. Today I'm full of energy and joy. My body is healthy, my mind is brilliant, my soul is tranquil. I am superior to negative thoughts and low actions. I have been given endless talents which I begin to utilize today. I forgive those who have harmed me by trying to steal my dreams, and peacefully detach from them. Let them go. I am guided in my every step by my spirit, which leads me to what I must know and do. I possess the qualities to be extremely successful. My business is growing, expanding, and thriving. Creative energy surges through me and leads me to new and brilliant ideas. Happiness is a choice. I base my happiness upon my own accomplishments and the blessings I have been given. My ability to conquer my challenges is limitless. My potential to succeed is infinite. I am courageous. My thoughts are filled with positivity, and my life is plentiful with prosperity. Many people look up to me and recognize my worth. I am admired. I am blessed with an incredible family and wonderful friends. I acknowledge my own self-worth. My confidence is soaring. Everything that is happening now and is happening for my own ultimate good. I am a powerhouse. I am indestructible. My future is an ideal projection of what I envision now. My efforts are supported by the universe. My dreams manifest into reality. I am conquering my illness. I am defeating it steadily each day. My obstacles are moving out of my way. My path is carved towards greatness. My fears of tomorrow are melting away. I am at peace with all that has happened, is happening, and will happen. My life is just beginning. Those are my affirmations that I every day I read those.
Wow. No wonder. All right, man, that's incredible. That was powerful. I appreciate that, Randy. And man, you're starting your day out like that. I see why you have such a high closing ratio, connection with your client. I mean, I don't like calling it a closing ratio, but man, it's more about you have a high level of connecting with the seniors. I mean, 95% of your clients take out a product with you. 95%, that's incredible. I mean, as long as I was in the business and all the awards and stuff that, I achieved back in the day, it's like I never had a 95% closing ratio. That's incredible. What is your secret, Randy, to having such a high rate of connecting with the client?
Well, I think part of it is that I really relate to these people because I'm one of them. Okay. And the other part of it is that whatever they've had, I've had it. And I am highly knowledgeable of medical terms. I think that is a really big help for me as well. And whatever they've had, I know everything about everything that they've had. I know all the medical terms. I can speak very well as to whatever they're talking about, and they're very surprised at that a lot of times. And I spend a lot of time talking with people. I probably spend more time than most. When I sit down with someone, I usually spend at least an hour before we even talk about getting down to the business of doing the app,
Right. So how do you open up? I mean, how does that start? I'm sure you've had clients, like you were telling me last week about a client that wanted nothing to do with you. She already had an agent.
She said, well, Randy, we've talked to 10 people, and there's no reason for you to even talk to us because it's just, I said, I understand that. I know this is a crazy time of year. You get a lot of people calling, and it's, I get a lot of people calling me too, believe it or not. And I'm an insurance agent and I get a lot of people calling me. But, sometimes the last person you talk to is the right person to talk to. And I might be that right person. And then she got off on, and then we started talking about kids. And then they said, I just lost my son. I said, oh my God, and then I told her I had just lost my son. And then that turned it all around. And then we talked for an hour about kids and stuff. And then she finally got to the point where she said, Randy, you're the man that we really want to talk to. Would you please come out on Monday and talk to us? So I have an appointment with her at 10 o'clock today. She and her husband both.
Wow. Awesome. That's
it's
awesome.
just, you just have to key on what they say. I mean, it's different every time, it's different every time. So you just have to be a chameleon and listen. You have to listen to people. I guess I'm good at listening to people and keying on what they say and then key off of what they say.
So can you share a little bit about your best kind of success story of how you changed a client's life?
Oh, how I changed a client's life. Wow. Oh, this was last week. This lady in Florence, the prison city in Arizona, I went down to see her, and she was so ill so ill. And I said, well, why are you so ill? Well, this doctor put me on this medicine, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, do you want to share what that medicine is, blah, blah, blah. And she told me that. And I said, well, let's look up that medicine and see what the side effects are. And so we did. And I said, well, there's this side effect, this side effect, this side effect, this side effect. And she had all 6 of the side effects. And she was just throwing up and just horrible, horrible side effects. And she had every one of them. And so we ended up calling her doctor, and we got him to change her medicine. Now she feels great. She doesn't have any of those side effects anymore. She got on a different medication. She signed up with Cigna because now we go into that particular county, which we did not go into that county before, Pinal County. And she has called me several times since then. And she said, Randy, thank you so much. You've changed my life. Words out of her mouth. You've changed my life. I feel so much better. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for helping me. That's one example right there.
Well, you said something about Cigna. Why do you like Cigna so much? I mean, you've been around the block many years. I mean, you mentioned your last FMO, and they represented, every product out there. What's so special about
So
Cigna?
do we, but I don't sell anybody but Cigna. I'm on Cigna personally.
Yeah. What do you love about Cigna?
I sell who I'm with. Okay.
But why Cigna? Why do you like Cigna so much? I mean, you can choose any plan you want. Why are you on Cigna?
Well, I'm on Cigna because I've had the same Cigna doctor for 20 years. And I love my Cigna doctor. My cardiologist who installed my pacemaker is a Cigna doctor. He saved my life. I don't care what anybody says. He says God used him as an instrument. Okay, I agree with that, but he saved my life. Everybody that I see is on Cigna. I am sold on Cigna, so I sell Cigna. And by the way, we're supposed to sell Cigna, aren't we, Tony?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But what about
don't we have an exclusive relationship with Cigna?
Yes, we do. But what about the product itself? Because a lot of people sell for the wrong reason. They sell to make a commission, or they just sell just to,
I don't even think about the commission at all. I don't even know what that is until I get my check. Okay. We have a robust network. Okay. Everything that I've had done to me, the money out of my pocket is next to nil. Okay. I think it's a fine product. I don't see anything wrong with it whatsoever. I mean, the max out of pocket is now down to $2,500. The copays are $0 for almost everything. So what more do you want?
Right. Awesome. So, and then you were talking about global. Then, why do you prefer global? I mean, you've touched on it earlier, but what do we do for you? What does global do for you that you didn't get elsewhere?
Well, there's Tony, number one.
All right, I'm going to send you $100 at the end of this call. Thank you.
Do you promise?
Yeah.
I'll take my wife out to dinner.
But I bet I know what you're going to say, Tony. I'd rather take it in leads.
Yeah, and NPRF leads. I want some more of those. Well, there is the support people, Michael and Felicia and Tony and Wendy, everybody. I don't care who it is. They're all world class, without a doubt. The leads are fantastic. Do you realize that out of those, you sent me 17 of these NPRF leads. I was able to set 10 appointments out of those 17. So far, I'll be calling them back. I didn't get a hold of the other 7, but I set 10 appointments. I've sold every one that I've gotten a chance to sit down with so far. Every one of them, 100%.
So you really like the national, it's called the National Federation of Retired People, NFRP League.
Whatever they are, I want more. Give me more.
Okay. And why is that? Why do you love that league so much?
Well, it's like falling off a log to set an appointment with them. I mean, all you have to do is read the thing. Well, you sent me this mailer. It says that you want me to contact you to go, to make sure that you're getting all the benefits that blah, blah, blah. Just read the thing. It's simple.
Yeah.
Like falling off a log. Oh, yes, I remember sending that.
Yeah. So Randy, that's what I want to lead into in terms of your work ethic, your activity, especially right now during the annual enrollment period. A lot of our team members on this call invest their time and energy and effort, have been working all year to get to this point. They're here today, which I want to thank everyone for being here. That says a lot about your character and trying to improve to get better. What could you say to the team about the proper work ethic and activity right now? I mean, because you're already up to like 30 sales, dealing with health crisis and challenges. You're closing at 95%. You talked about your relationship building, just bonding with the client and spending time with the client and really selling love. Can you touch a little bit on your work ethic and activity for the team, please?
Oh, well, listen, I'm up early every day, at 5. And I'm at my desk, preparing for the day. I've already prepared the previous day for the day, but I'm either processing applications or whatever it is that I'm doing. But I do my affirmations. Don't forget that. Here's the thing. And you also have to dream for that. You have to have your goals. I had a goal of doing at least 20 a week. Well, I surpassed that for the first week, so that's good. And I'm preparing for the day. I make calls every day. I'm out seeing people every day. I've got 3 appointments today, but I'm going to be calling to set more appointments. Send me more NPRF leads, by the way, Tony. Don't forget. Okay.
Okay.
Just thought I'd get that plug in there.
You always are. Keep going.
That's a subliminal.
I got it. We already got it. I wrote it down 3 times. Keep going.
Okay. Randy. It's not even that subliminal, is it?
No.
But I probably put in 16-hour days, probably every day.
Now, at your age,
even though I'm only hitting on about 3 cylinders of the 4-cylinder heart, because my ejection fraction is down to 27 out of 60. It should be 60. It's 27 now, until they get this thing fixed. Anybody that knows anybody that knows anything about ejection fraction, and I'm sure a lot of people out there do, that's pretty low.
How's that possible, Randy? I just don't understand how you can do that 16-hour days.
I get very tired. I have to lie down in the afternoon for a little bit just to take a nap, because I can't do it otherwise.
Well, talk to me about,
you can do whatever you want to do. You just have to make up your mind to do it, period.
Right.
Forget the excuse, just do it. Okay?
So let me ask you this, Randy, in terms of dealing with, say, objections, getting into some, closed, sales.
If you do the proper presentation, you don't get any.
Explain that. I don't understand. Explain.
Well, if it's like Joe Walker, I've used Joe Walker's playbook. I don't know how many times this past week. I sold 3 vets that all they used was VA. Well, we don't want anything to do with anything. VA is us. We don't need you. And I said, well, thank you for your service. And you're in the best possible position, but choice is everything when it comes to VA. And if you have that special situation where you develop cancer and you want to go to, MD Anderson or Cancer Treatment Centers of America, VA is probably not going to send you there. And then I went through that whole thing that he says. And I asked him those 4 questions. Who do you have? What do you like? What don't you like? Blah, blah, blah. Isn't it better for you to have the choice? And that's what I do. And I sold all 3 of those vets. They loved me. We had a heck of a good time, and we had dinner afterwards together, all 3 of us at their house, all 3 times. They said, "You're not going anyplace. You're staying here." So
that's awesome, Randy. I see why you're, I mean, I've always known, but hopefully people on the call can see why you really are good with connecting with people, even with those that are negative to you, that are angry with you, or that are rude to you. You have a way of turning people around and making it a positive experience.
And we laugh. We laugh. Everybody laughs when I'm with them. Everybody. We have a good time. We laugh. I'm a funny guy.
So as we wrap up your session, Randy, you've done an excellent job. I mean, you've touched on how long you've been in the business and the pitfalls in your life, and you're overcoming those obstacles and challenges. You talked about, why you joined Global and how we treated you, the leads, your work ethic, your activity, and how you have such a high closing ratio. And, you talked about, some specifics in terms of, lives you've changed and some of the stories that you shared, with your clients. I love what you just shared about the vets, because that's a missed opportunity for a lot of agents that just don't understand it.
It was a miss for me. I didn't know how to do it before, but Joe saved me.
Yeah, Joe Walker knows the stuff. And that's one thing I tell people, especially new people, you need to be on these calls. We got people like Joe Walker and Bill Fagans and John Gordon and, Eric Allen and Everett Fonay and Chauncey Porter and Pam Eichert and, Ella Nicodemus. I mean, we got an all-star team. And just one phone call, one webinar that we're doing, you can pick up something that can change your business. So I appreciate you giving a shout out to Joe on that.
Yeah.
And with the veterans, because that's just such an awesome opportunity as you share. I mean, you can have both programs and have choices, and in many cases, it doesn't have to cost them anything per month. There's zero premium.
Yeah.
But any tips you can give as we're wrapping your session, because I want to open up for some questions from the team. Any tips for new agents and even some veteran agents that may not be seeing the result? I think you're number 3 in the country right now for the first week with over 30 sales. You're out producing some agencies. I know those agencies are getting it together, but you're a 73-year-old man dealing with a chronic heart challenge. You got to go on for surgery.
Yeah, but I'm good looking.
And you're good looking.
But I'm good looking.
And you're funny. You're out working some GAs that we have and MGAs that have 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 agents. It's unreal, and you and I got a little emotional with you this morning on the call. I got to, talk to your beautiful wife, Sunny, this morning. And, you truly are an amazing human being, Randy. And, I value our partnership, but more so I value our friendship.
Yeah, me too.
I really appreciate you doing this today. But any final tips for the agents and brokers?
I've got some final thoughts. I don't know if it's a tip, but it's kind of like final thoughts or a prayer to all of y'all out there. Okay, because life doesn't come without risk, right? And this is kind of like a prayer. So, to laugh is to risk being foolish sometimes, and to weep is to risk appearing sentimental. To reach out to others is to risk involvement. To expose your ideas, your dreams before a crowd is to risk their loss. To love is to risk not being loved in return. To live is to risk dying. To believe is to risk failure. But risks must be taken, because the greatest hazard is to risk nothing. The people who risk nothing do nothing, have nothing, and are nothing. You might avoid suffering and sorrow, but you cannot learn, feel, change, grow, love, and live. Then you become chained by your attitudes, and then you become slaves, and your dreams become forfeit. Your freedom becomes forfeit. Only a person who risks is free. And so my hopes for each and every one of you out there is that you achieve prosperity, happiness, and have the satisfaction of a purpose-driven life. May you all graduate life with honor and without regret.
Thank you. Thank you, Randy. Beautiful. I'm going to give you a hand, brother. You did a great job. Thank you. I felt like we could have gone, another half hour with you, but I want to make sure we give enough time for those on the call to share, their insight or ask you some specific questions. Are you ready to take on some other questions some more?
Yeah,
questions?
whatever.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Michael. I'm going to turn on you. Is there any on the chat line of questions, or we can just go ahead and open up the mic?
I do see a request, Randy, for that prayer or for that. I don't know what you want to call that.
That is an untitled anonymous prayer, but then I added some of my own stuff on the end. But yeah, I've got it. It's untitled, and it's but I can get it to you, Mike.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Mike, won't you get it, Michael? You can put it up and send it to the team that's on the call. Thank you. Other questions for Randy, guys?
I have a question.
Randy, you mentioned the 30 sales this week. How many of those were in person versus over the telephone?
One was over the telephone. All the rest were in person.
Thank you.
Next question.
I have a question for Randy. Hi, Randy.
Yes, ma'am.
Great job, great energy. Really appreciated your part. How many times a day do you recite your affirmation?
I'm sorry, what?
How many times a day do you recite your affirmations?
Well, I do them in the morning, but then I find myself repeating them to myself sometimes during the day as well. Certain ones of them, not all 20 of them or however many I have. There's a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm. And what is your biggest motivation of reciting affirmations for you personally? What does it do for you personally?
If I get a guy that's hard nosed, I'll say, okay, I'm the architect of my life. I choose this one. Today I'm full of energy and joy. Some people are pretty hard nosed. Today I'm full of energy and joy. I'm superior to negative thoughts and, blah, blah, blah. Those things. I'm superior to everything. I'm superior to negative thoughts when people get that way, but they don't hardly ever do with me. They hardly ever do. I just don't run into negative people. If I'm setting an appointment with them, they haven't been negative to me.
Right.
If they're
I
setting
think it's
an
the way
appointment.
you come off in the beginning, Randy. It's like you already come off with that shield of positivity, that spirit, that joy, that even if anyone's evil and negative, it shuts them down before it even starts.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just don't have a problem setting appointments, it seems. If I can get a hold of them, I can set an appointment.
Got it.
I just want to,
Go ahead.
I don't have a question, but I want to say to you that I did what you said, Mr. Holland. Your spirit, the way you come across is just absolutely beautiful. This has been so inspirational. I do have one question for you. What is your why? Why do you do this?
Why? What is my why?
What is your why?
My why is to just serve others and help people. I will do this until the day I die. I am never going to retire. Or if I can't get out of bed, I'll just do them on the telephone. If I can't go see them, I'll do it over the telephone. I will just help people till the day I die. Because I love people. I love people. I truly do. I get more joy out of, I get more joy out of going out and seeing people and talking with people and laughing with people and actually getting to help them while I'm doing that. I think that's a fun thing to do, don't you?
Oh, most definitely. I love working with people. I'm a people person.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing.
Hey, Randy.
You're welcome. Yes, sir.
Randy.
Yes, sir.
Hey, it's Joe Walker.
Hey, Joe.
I just wanted to say thanks for your presentation and you're quite the inspiration, my friend.
Oh, well, thank you. And thank you for your help of selling those 3 vets this week as well.
Hey, anything I can do to help, man.
Well, you do a lot, my friend.
The address is 1, 2. If I make
Yeah,
the check
yeah.
payable to.
Yeah. I'll put the check in the mail.
Yeah. Okay. Check's in the mail. Gotcha. Now, thank you for everything you do, Randy. You're an inspiration, brother.
Okay. Thank you.
Other questions? Been great questions so far. Well, guys, I want to thank you guys for reaching out and asking your questions, being a part of this. I want to thank you, Randy, for an amazing presentation.
You're awesome.
I see why. I mean, I always knew it, but hopefully everyone in the call sees why Randy has a 95% closing ratio, 73 years old, dealing with unbelievable health challenges, personal challenges. I mean, it broke my heart with what you shared about your son, man. I just, I have 3 kids, and many of us on this call have kids, and your dedication to your son and to your family and never quitting when you could have, it just sheds a whole nother light on what you're about, Randy. And we're so blessed to have a person like you on this team. I just pray to God every day we can continue to be, a resource and attract people like you to our organization, because you're truly an honor and a blessing, Randy. And I want to thank you again. And we all thank you for being the man you are, the man, the guy that you are, and going out there every day in Maricopa County in Arizona, changing these seniors' lives. I really appreciate you, man. You're why I do what I do. And so I want to thank you, Randy, that, me paying it forward, and you're able to do the same thing for others that are welcoming, what you're all about and your spirit that you have in your heart. I really appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm blessed by everybody in this organization.
Yeah. Thank you, Randy. So, guys, we're going to go into the last final minutes. I just wanted to make sure we hit on some things that I think are vital and important. And I want to recognize some other people have had a great start to this AEP, because there's many others. Randy was extra special because of, to me, his age, his health challenges, just what he's dealt with this past year. He's just fights a good fight. I mean, he didn't even address, what he dealt with through COVID. It was just, this man's a warrior. I mean, he's to me an American hero. I wish we had more of this in our country, and now what we're seeing right now that's going on around the world, we need more people like Randy. So I'm going to go into our next section. Thank you again, Randy. Thank you guys for listening and asking questions from Randy. I do have some important things to address. Michael, can you please go to the next slide?